Welcome to the Daily Shift Story, where ordinary lives become extraordinary journeys. Today, you're about to witness the unbelievable true story of a village boy who dared to dream beyond the mountains and changed his world with sheer determination. Get ready to be inspired. The story village boy who shook the world with his dream. In the heart of the Himalayas lay a quiet village called Randaket, where time seemed to move slower, and dreams often melted into the misty morning skies. It was here that Raj was born, the youngest son in a humble farming family. His father, Hararum, worked tirelessly in the fields, while his mother tended to household chores. The family lived in a small mud brick house with a tin roof that clattered with every rainfall. From a very young age, Raj was different. While other children of the village chased cows or played with marbles, Raj would sit under the large banyan tree, looking up at the sky. He wasn't just staring at clouds. He was imagining cities, computers, airplanes, and people he'd never met. His imagination was his playground, and his dreams were far too big for the village to contain. His father often said, "A farmer's son must learn the land." But Raj's eyes were always on the stars. Raj was curious. He'd ask questions no one had answers to. Why do we only grow wheat? What's inside a computer? Can I go to the city someday? His school was a rundown building with broken benches and one dedicated teacher, Mr. Mira. He noticed Raj's unusual thirst for knowledge. While other kids dozed off, Raj would ask questions about the world, science, and technology. Mira Sir once gave Raj an old issue of India Today magazine, and Raj read every word, fascinated by the pictures of skyscrapers, cars, and machines. He began to dream of building something. He didn't know what yet, but he knew it would be big. As Raj grew older, the pressure to follow in his father's footsteps increased. His elder brothers had already joined their father in the fields. Raj was expected to do the same. One evening, after a long day of studying and helping with chores, Raj gathered the courage to speak to his father. "Babuji, I want to go to the city. I want to study computers." His father's face turned red with anger. "You want to become a fool? Computer, in the city. Who will feed you there?" The argument ended with a slap, and Raj was told to never speak of it again. But something had shifted inside him. The dream had turned into a fire. The turning point came when a motivational speaker visited their school. The man, a former villager, turned software engineer, spoke of his journey from poverty to success in Bangalore. Raj listened with shining eyes. After the speech, he ran to the speaker and asked 100 questions. The man smiled and said, "If you want it badly enough, you'll find a way." That night, Raj couldn't sleep. He stared at the stars and whispered to himself, "One day, I will also stand on a stage and tell my story." Marisur noticed Raj's passion and decided to help. He gave Raj old books, let him use his personal dictionary, and even taught him basic English. "Dreaming is not a sin," he once told Raj, "but you must work harder than everyone else to make it real." Raj began waking up at 4 a.m. to study before chores. He practiced typing on paper, pretending it was a keyboard. He copied English sentences from textbooks to improve his language. Slowly, he began preparing for the scholarship exam that could help him study in the city. After many attempts and failures, Raj finally won a state-level scholarship. He got admission into a polytechnic college in Delhi. His father was not happy. "Don't come running back when you fail," he warned. With a torn bag, 200 rupees, and a heart full of hope, Raj left for the city, touching his mother's feet, and promising to make her proud. As the bus rolled away from his village, he felt fear and excitement in equal measure. Lee was a shock. The crowds, the noise, the pollution, it overwhelmed him. He had never seen so many people, so many vehicles. He rented a small space in a boys' hostel and shared a room with 3 others. To support himself, he started working part-time at a cafe during the day. He attended classes. At night, he washed dishes and served tea. In between, he studied under the hostel's dim tube light. His life was hard, but his dreams kept him going. Raj's first exposure to computers was terrifying. He didn't know how to turn one on, but he remembered Marisur's words. Don't be afraid of what you don't know. He spent hours in the college lab. The assistants noticed him and began to help. Raj learned faster than anyone expected. He devoured programming books and built his first small calculator app within 6 months. Though he was poor in spoken English, he made up for it with his technical brilliance. Slowly, his professors began noticing. Ichengangani Day. His professor announced a national coding competition. The winner would receive a paid internship with a leading tech firm. Raj had no computer of his own, but he worked after hours in the lab. He stayed up late, often skipping meals to code. On the day of the contest, Raj's hands trembled, but his projector rural water management system won hearts. He didn't just win the competition, he won admiration. He got his internship and a laptop, his first ever. The internship turned into a job offer. Raj joined as a junior developer. While others celebrated, he sent half his salary home and used the rest to pay for better internet and books. He studied startups, innovation, and entrepreneurship. He learned how companies were born from ideas, and slowly he began dreaming a new dream, starting his own company. But he needed experience and courage. Raj's mother fell seriously ill. He rushed home, spending all his savings on treatment. After she recovered, he returned to Delhi, but the company had let him go. He felt broken, with no job, no money, and rent due. Raj spent a night on a bench in a park, but then he remembered the banyan tree in his village. He remembered why he started. That night, he picked himself up and applied to dozens of freelance platforms. He began writing code for small businesses around the world. Freelancing opened Raj to the global tech economy. He built websites, fixed bugs, and created apps. Each client review lifted his confidence. Soon, he earned more than his previous job. He built a small team with 2 classmates and rented a one-room office. He called his venture Codegram, a startup aimed at building tech solutions for rural India. Codegram's first product was an offline education app for rural students. It was a hit. Schools in several states adopted it. NGOs partnered with him. Investors took notice. One pitch turned into a grant. Then came the media coverage. Village boy turns entrepreneur to educate millions. Raj's father, now older and wiser, watched the news with tears. Growth brought new problems: team disputes, bugs, delivery failures. Raj struggled to be a CEO and a coder. He hired mentors, read leadership books, and built systems. Slowly, Codegram evolved into a structured company. Raj still missed home, but he knew he was building something that would one day reach his village. 2. Codegram was selected for a tech summit in the USA. Raj flew for the first time. On the stage in Silicon Valley, he told his story. The audience gave him a standing ovation. He was offered partnerships and investments. But he politely said, "My mission is in India." Raj started a foundation to support young village students dreaming of careers in tech. He opened computer labs, scholarships, and mentorship programs. MEHRA. Sir received the first honorary mentor award. Raj hugged him and said, "I am here because you believed." Years later, Raj returned to Ranakit. The banyan tree still stood tall. The village now had Wi-Fi, smart classrooms, and paved roads thanks to Codegram initiatives. His father, once a skeptic, now walked proudly beside his son. The entire village gathered to welcome him. He addressed the school children and said, "Never let your background limit your dreams." Raj expanded Codagram into Southeast Asia and Africa, adapting tech for local needs. He was invited to global forums and advised governments on education and tech inclusion. Despite the fame, he remained grounded. He still replied to emails from students and attended every village school's annual function. Documentaries were made, books written, awards won. But Raj believed the real success was seeing one village girl coding her first app. He often said, "My story is not mine alone. It belongs to every child who dares to dream." Raj now mentors dozens of young entrepreneurs. His foundation grows, his startup thrives, but his heart remains under that banyan tree. He writes in his journal, "The world changed for me not when I left the village, but when I believed I could return and make it better." The village boy had shaken the world not with power, but with purpose. From dusty village paths to global recognition, Raj's story reminds us, dreams don't belong to cities, they belong to those who believe. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because here at the Daily Shift Story, every story has the power to shift a life.